Hey there guys, so Dave Allen has confirmed he will no longer be fighting on October 19th in Newcastle. He had this to say in a statement on social media. Hi everyone, I will not be fighting on October 19th. My frame of mind is not one I believe I can put together any kind of training camp for this fight, and ultimately, physically I am not ready to compete on October 19th. And at the moment, even beyond that, I will cross that bridge when it comes to it. I made and make comments all the time that people will question and furthermore blow up to create headlines or drama, but for me, they're just how I feel and the norm. I will be taking some time off of social media and spending time back in the real world, as I feel this is something I have needed to do for a long time. I don't have the want or need for anyone's sympathy, hatred, or anything in between. I will be back, I always am, but I'm going to be David for a while. The White Rhino is tired. So there we have it. That is what Dave Allen has had to say in his statement. And clearly, Dave Allen is struggling with some things personally at the moment. Perhaps it's just because he has been spending a lot of time on social media. I notice he has been answering a lot of people's comments and questions online, which sometimes while you're doing it seems okay and he gets on alright, but it's usually after it stops that's when you start to struggle. There is almost some sort of backlash to it because social media is a completely different world to the real world that we live in. And when you separate the two, it can be quite discombobulating. And obviously we know that Dave Allen has his struggles mentally anyway. And I believe he's done the right thing. He has to step away. If he is not mentally in the right place, he has to step away. There is no way that he can go into a fight when he is not mentally prepared. If you're not physically prepared for a fight, then there's big trouble. And if you are not mentally prepared, then that can be even worse. It's very dangerous going into a sport like boxing, getting in that ring when you are not mentally in the right place. And obviously Dave Allen isn't. So it's right for him to take a step away, maybe come back next year. I don't think we'll see him again this year. Well, I think that's probably certain anyway. But next year could be a big year for Dave Allen. He has some big opportunities out there. He is still fighting on Sky. And he obviously has a good relationship with Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn continues to give him opportunities. And obviously Dave Allen has delivered on a few occasions, the Nick Webb fight and the Lucas Browne fight also. So Dave Allen has paid his dues in the sport of boxing and people like him. That is why he sells fights and sells tickets, because people like him. And at the end of the day, whether you believe he is a good fighter or not, he is trying to make his way in the world. And who can blame him for that? There are many sports people, especially boxers, who struggle with mental issues. Obviously, Tyson Fury comes to mind. And Tyson Fury took a couple of years out of the ring. But I don't think we'll see that from Dave Allen. I believe he will come back strong. But it just depends what kind of level he wants to fight at. Because I know you can say there's European level, there's British level, and there's world level. But I'd say that he beat a solid European level fighter in Lucas Browne. He's no longer at world level. Because remember, Lucas Browne was a world level fighter. He was world champion, WBA regular. So I'd say probably he was on the slide a little bit. So I'd say European level. But he lost to a British level fighter in David Price. It's not necessarily just about the levels, it's also about what styles match up. And Dave Allen needs to be fighting someone more his height, someone who he can reach. He struggles to close that distance and find any remedy for a good jab. Because in that fight against David Price, he wasn't moving his head when he was coming forward. His game plan seemed to just be go in face first, take some punishment to land something, but he wasn't landing significant punches in return to David Price's punches because David Price had a very good game plan going in there. Box him long, keep him on the end of the jab, hit him hard anytime he tries to rush in. And that worked. That is what beat Dave Allen. But obviously, Dave Allen was gathering some momentum because obviously the Lucas Browne fight, he was coming off some good wins over Nick Webb, and he obviously had that Samuel Nebo fight, which obviously he's a limited opponent, and Bracamonte again was a limited opponent. But Nick Webb was a good win, Lucas Browne was a good win, and going into the David Price fight, he believed that he was going to win that fight. Then 8 weeks later, or 10 weeks later, he was expecting to be fighting Alexander Povetkin. And then all of a sudden, he just had a howler in there with David Price. David Price came to fight with a good game plan. David Price could have gone all night. He just caught David Price on that night where he was not going to be beat. And Dave Allen probably wasn't at his best. And that's just the way sport goes sometimes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You can't win them all. And Dave Allen had a good run. And hopefully next year he can come back, win a British title or an English title or something, or even a Commonwealth title. And hopefully he can go on a good run again, earn some money, and leave the sport not wanting for anything. But anyway guys, what are your thoughts on this? Dave Allen pulling out of his fight on October 19th. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, click the thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.